So, brand new updated tier list. I've got Bean and Ranquise, two of the best players, so two of the best duelists in the game currently. So this tier list is based on people with like top tier reactions, basically.
Yeah, this is like top tier, high level 1v1s.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll just get straight into it and start from the very top. I think a lot of people will know what this is anyway.
Yeah, that one, that thing, that abomination.
That thing, yeah.
It did get nerfed, but it didn't really change anything.
It did not do shit.
The character still does infinite like pressure, nearly unreactable neutral with the forward and dodgeable and the bash. You can get a GB though if you dodge the kick early and they throw it, but they can always just dodge light to counter it.
It's still got to be like some of the best risk reward offense in the game.
You've still got to make a read after a read, right?
It's a read after a read.
Yeah.
And it's always in Tiandi favored, so.
Yeah, so even though he got nerfed, he's still the same, it just takes him a little bit longer to kill you.
Yeah. Still punish if you try to dodge attack their bashes, he can still punish you. The CC. It's just character still top.
So would you say he definitely needs some more nerfs then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
I don't know what, but it needs something.
Yeah, I think everyone will agree that Tiandi is just the cream of the crop, right now.
Yeah, whether it's like no chain lights on with bash or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's chain heavy, it'll be fine, but if it's chain lights as well, it removes it from Valk, so.
Yeah. Alright, well, moving on then.
Speaking of Valk.
Speaking of Valk.
There she is. Again,
she's up there, even after a nerf.
Monstrous character.
Some of the people think that she's like not top. I still think she's top. As soon as she gets into a full guard, and it's not even a read when she needs to throw it. She can literally just throw it whenever she wants.
Yeah.
And it can be 100% safe.
The nerf did nothing, like pretty much nothing.
Nerf didn't really change like how long it takes to kill someone. It's like, is it one more bash or light or something? Like one more light attack or some chip damage to kill.
Yeah, one heavy and blocked would probably.
Yeah, you can't chain on with bash anymore, which is nice. But if you dodge late, then you can't even get a GB.
Yeah, so you've got a dodge on read and not reaction.
Yeah, if you're pre-dodging it, then you are losing by default because you're like playing the Valk game and you lose 90% of the time.
She never has to throw it unless you dodge.
Pre-dodging it, like the nerf, it kind of helps for like casuals, I guess, if they just pre-dodge sometimes and get good reads. But if you're pre-dodging all the time, you're just going to get bashed on reaction to you dodging.
She still has big stamina punishes, deflect. It's a superior deflect. Yeah, character's still really, really strong.
So in need of further nerfs?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Please.
Yeah. Please. Alright, who next?
Next up. Might be a surprise to a lot of people.
Yeah, this one's a bit controversial, but
I'm going to let you explain why you think
this character is a joke of a character. The character needs changes, but the 1v1, the rework will fix his 1v1s. Because right now, if you get a heavy parry, then you get 25 damage into a basically unreactable chain pressure because you're stunned, and then into a UB, which is still stunned, so you can't react to that either. But yeah, if you can react to heavies being thrown like past the feint window, then every time you can do that, then it's 25 damage into chain. Plus 140 HP, so you can tank a lot of mix-ups and still win trades because you've got so much HP. He can win against these two characters. He does have a bad matchup, which is like Shinobi.
Shinobi, yeah.
Yeah, just because of the range.
Right, okay.
He doesn't really have any offense. But the forward, if you dash forwards and then feint a heavy, some people will dodge it thinking it's a bash. So you can dash forward, heavy feint GB.
It works surprisingly well.
It looks a lot of the time.
I've seen you do that a lot on the streams.
Yeah, so if you want to have some offense, you can do that.
Yeah, that disgusting punish as well. That stamina punish.
Oh yeah, that stamina punish is humongous.
Yeah, Plus the fact that his unblockable is like one of the best in the game in terms of like how hard it is to parry on animation, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good. He still has stand pause on his bash.
Stand pause is like so fucked.
He still has like 5 seconds of stand pause for some reason.
Is it him and BP that currently have the stand pause on bash?
Yeah, but LB's is like double the time.
Is it?
It's like double the time. I think they forgot.
Stam damage, I think, is like...
Yeah, it's a lot of stam damage.
It's like BP's zone.
Yeah, I think they just forgot when it was a 600 MS bash to remove it.
Yeah. So he's just the wall.
He's the wall.
The wall.
He's the wall.
Yeah, and like on ranked sanctuary as well. The map, obviously, that's just perfect for him.
Every parry makes up potential into everything.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. All right, well, moving on.
We have
got another one in S tier.
No. Oh, we do. My bad.
You forgot.
My bad. I forgot. I forgot. This one.
Last one in S tier. All right.
This one.
Shazmal.
Yeah, obviously unreactable soft feints. Well, not fully unreactable, but like very, very spammable and very easy to access and very reaction draining. So if you're in like a fucking long match, you're gonna start eating them. No one just reacts to it perfectly.
No one reacts to it 100%.
She's got really good defense, good back dodges, good spacing. Like she can get a pounce when you bled off a bash dodge on reaction. Just a bunch of insane strats.
The deflect does 27 damage. Yeah.
Well, pretty much 30 damage. That's about it really. Pounce.
Pounce is 50 HP health swing. Any heal and any character just is really good because it just increases the overall health.
Yeah, so her unreactable stuff is a soft feints, is the bite, the pounce is
that's the pounce is unreactable, right? Yeah, and the neutral bash.
And the bash as well.
Yeah.
She's got a bunch of defensive craziness. She's got double dodge basically with the back dodges.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
if against like Warden, you can back dodge, feint the bash, and then back dodge again.
Yeah. Is it true that can you back dodge a little bit further if you really delay the
you can dodge on like a neutral bash timing and actually delay the back dodge, and you'll dodge a delayed bash if you do it perfectly.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of shit like that, and
it kind of extends the iframes.
A lot of safe baits and a lot of good like reads to make with reacts specifically.
Yeah, some good little tips there for any Shazmal mains out there. All right, yes, pretty solid S tier.
She is pretty vulnerable from neutral though.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that people have been saying. You're gonna get GB'd a lot.
Yeah,
unless you play your spacing right.
All right, moving on to the A tier.
Yeah, I already saw this one, but Afeera is very, very good. Obviously, the 43 damage heavy parries or any parry for wall splats. She has some really good like tech, I guess you could call it, like spacing with like backlights and unlock zone. You can max delay her chain like roll knee, so you basically reset to neutral, but you can still do a knee. There's a lot of tech on this character.
Do you want to quickly explain like the back step light CC kind of situation?
Yeah.
For people, there's a lot of people out there that won't know about this.
So with Afeera, BP used to have this, but it got nerfed. You can backlight like on a heavy. If they throw a heavy, if you do a backlight to like cushion counter, it will whiff if they feint, and it will CC if they throw it.
Yeah.
So obviously it leads to your chain.
Yeah, so like you said, it'll whiff. So if they cancel that heavy, it's a completely safe backstep light because they won't be able to parry that.
Yeah, they can't parry it, can't feint to GB.
Yeah, nice little tip there for people as well.
Yeah, so you can backlight and then do like a roll or a knee or undodgeable or an unblockable. Not with Afeera, with
Kyoshin chain CC, you can do whatever.
Oh yeah, it's chain CC as well. You can like chain CC a light attempt if they feint the heavy to light.
Because usually backlights, you can do a bunch of shenanigans against them, and they're not actually that bad. Like they're pretty easy to deal with in high level, but Afeera's is not because you can do everything.
So with her being able to do so much, and she's got such an amazing like toolkit, would you say she's pretty balanced though? She is, seeing as she's not in S tier and she's in A tier.
I think so.
Yeah, she's.
Personally, I mean,
I think
you can do everything read based against it. You can always make hard reads against the backlights, and you'll win.
Yeah.
But she can also make hard reads against you, and you can get pretty fucked sometimes with the backlights.
If you're in the wrong position at the wrong time, you get parried. It's 43 damage. It's just
you can do some ridiculous punishes. I think you can, from a GB, you can.
It's 74.
What?
74 damage. It's like back throw, forward heavy, roll, light, kick, wall splat, top heavy.
Oh my god. That's no stamina throw punish.
Yeah.
Jeez. Gonna have to
Even when you
clip of that.
have stamina, you can get like a 50 something damage.
Yeah, you can back
Just
throw
space it
then
perfectly.
2 top heavies. A lot of people I see doing the wrong side heavies are still on GPs.
Still.
Like the Afeera, her left side does more damage than her right side from neutral. Do the left side unless you do a bash.
Next up, the old
We got this
monk.
boy. Monkey. Chain
So-
pressure is a lot of damage and really, really hard to react to. Like to differentiate.
Yeah, the kick mix up and the undodgeables.
Kick mix
and
up and
stuff.
undodgeable, yeah. And it leads to an unreactable mix up as well, which is also 24. Out of stamina punishes are big. It does have a deflect, but it only does 20 damage, and it doesn't go into hyper armor. But you can do a lot of like spacing things with him and get into key stance. And if you're in key stance, you can obviously dodge out of it to deflect or dodge away a bash.
Yeah.
You can CC with the lights. You can interrupt with the kick. Just really good. And backlight to get slight distance.
Yeah.
And the forward heavy mix up with his kick is a good thing to like throw people off and get GP.
Really easy openers to get into, like really good.
Yeah, you can like just forward heavy and just let it fly and get to key stance. Because people are
Even
like,
if people
top players
react,
trying to react to bash.
differentiate the top heavy and everything, you can just let the heavy go, and no one's differentiating that right now. I think.
No one's powering the heavy on reaction to forward heavy.
Yeah.
You can obviously do a light as well, like a top light, but that'll probably get parried in top level.
Yeah, a lot of people out that don't know that are watching this will be like, don't know that the forward dodge heavy on the Shaolin is so good for an opener against like high level players, especially.
Yeah, and
Because
it'll
of the
beat GB
animation.
attempts.
Yeah, it's just a good neutral, like fast heavy. It does decent damage as well. You can do
It's
really
got like 100 MS GB vulnerability, so you'll interrupt GBs as well. And it does like 24 damage.
All right, who we got up next?
We have, where is he? Here he is.
There he is, the big
Yeah.
boy.
Had a bit of a fall from glory.
Yeah.
Used to be like top
fall off
last
of it.
year. Yeah. Then he got some nerfs, but the character's still got really good offense. High health. How much health is it? 125 now, right? Or 130. Something like that. Unblockable to storm and tap is unreactable. You can only choose one to react to at a time if you want to like try and
Yeah.
parry everything.
Beat scripts as well, right?
Yeah. If you want to beat a scripter, most of the times they don't have like an old version of a script. And doing storming tap will beat it because it's 2 indicators. His back throw will unbalance if someone started with stamina, and throw will get them out of stamina. So you can do like, if they have like a tiny bit of stam left and you have them in a GB, you can do a back throw and get 2 top heavies because
Oh,
they'll
that's
fall on the
nice.
floor. Obviously, unblockable is good damage, not really easy to react to. Continuous infinite chain.
You still got them unlock shenanigans.
Oh yeah, you can unlock stone from far away and it's unparryable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where is
Who
he?
have we got?
Next.
Yeah, here he is. The
Shinboy.
guy that was banned from tournaments for quite a while, but isn't anymore, right?
Yeah, he was banned from 4v4s because his ganks was way too easy to access and did way too much damage. He landed like 3 heavies. He did get buffed in 1v1s, I would say, with
Okay.
with the undodgeable changes or the dodge changes.
Oh, the guy changes on dodge. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of static guard heroes usually would just dodge one direction, block another,
Yeah.
and they could like dodge the kick and block the heavy. But now it's like a true 50-50
Yeah,
between
it
the
really
kick
is.
and the undodgeable.
Because that's totally unreactable, right? The kick.
Yeah, pretty much. You can single stem it, but there's
There's nothing you can do consistently. It's
no
like,
one's reacting to it.
fucked up.
28 damage GBs, big deflects into chain pressure. Unblockables, meh, in terms of reaction, but it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, how
The main
would
thing,
you like as a top reaction player yourself? Like, can you consistently parry the Shinobi unblockable on reaction?
yeah, but it's overall, it's like one of the it's like mid
Everything
in
else still-
terms of hard to react to.
It can come out of nowhere as well. Like, you can just do it off of a bunch of like very fast things. Like if you parry a heavy and you're not expecting it, and you can follow it with the top unblockable. And
Yeah,
a lot of time
do
you're not
like-
prepared enough to react.
Yeah, it could just
Yeah,
catch
if
you
you
off
get
guard.
parried, get parried, they do a what's it called? A parry counter? What was it called?
Riposte thing.
Riposte, that one. Does a riposte instantly into an unblockable. You're not ready to react to it. You're getting hit by it. What else? There was something else. I forgot. The backlights. That's where it shines. Just the spacing this character has. You can just backline to flip, and there's nothing anyone can do against it.
Yeah, I hate that, man. The back step light into backflip
Yeah.
is so annoying to deal with. That playstyle.
Character's just really annoying. Basically, just a wasp.
Yeah, he's an annoying character.
Yeah.
He's fun to play though, but not fun to play against, in my opinion. Who have we got up next?
We have George.
Oh, there he is, the former trash tier.
George was awful, and now he is decent. He has enhanced lights to get into his chain offense, but those will probably get parried if you're in top level. But the main way you're getting in is between your forward heavy and your bash.
Oh, dash forward heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that same as Shaolin in terms of hard to parry on animation?
It's easier because
is it?
It's just longer. Easier. Yeah, it's much easier, but still, no one's getting 100%. And once you're in the mix, then yeah. Obviously, if you get a
very
parry,
strong mix. He's got some like open and neutral issues, but his just overall risk reward makes up for it.
Mm-hmm. If you get a parry, you get 18 damage. Is it 16 or 18? 16, I think. Into your unreactable 30 damage bash, which is can't get GB'd because you can chain off it on width.
Yeah.
If you just do a chain zone, it trades with like light attacks as well. Yeah, 30 damage bash.
Wall splats as well in it on.
Oh yeah, the GB wall splats are huge. It's like 30 something damage.
Yeah, the blockable is really bad.
But unblockable in terms of reactions is like one of the worst.
It's definitely still one of the worst, but it doesn't even matter because he's got the rest of his kit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the rest of his kit's still good enough to put him in A tier in the middle.
It's not as bad as some comp players would think in terms of like reactability from neutral. Yeah, character's still good.
All right, good. All right, we've got up next.
All right, controversy. All right,
controversial one. Okay.
This one. Right.
Okay.
His neutral heavies are unreactable in terms of parrying once they've been thrown or fainted, just because it's these like the animations of pokes are much harder to react to.
Okay.
And swings and sweeps. His level 1 can't be GB'd if you dodge it on heavy hits. I think you can if you buffer dodge on light.
So if you hit them with a heavy and then you do the level 1 bash, they can't.
Or if they even block the heavy.
Oh, even on block. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to do like just a level 1 though.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was
the only thing to do it is dodge attack, obviously.
Ah, okay.
You can get a GB on the level 1 bash if you dodge it on light hits done. But it has to be super early dodge. You can't wait at all. Parry punishes are huge on rank tank. Stamina pressure is really good. His wall splats are really good from the parry punishes.
You can out-stam someone like 70% stam if you do the full punch combo.
Okay.
Because you can do a parry knee into a punch now. It's guaranteed. The chain punch from knee. There's more stamina damage. Cards are just big numbers, big damage, safe.
He does have a lot of bad matchups, but he still
does have a lot of bad matchups just because he doesn't really have much like anything else apart from his openers, heavies.
Yeah, so his kick would you say his dash forward kick is pretty useless against?
Yeah, it's very useless.
Yeah.
His in chain bashes are very good though, right?
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Right.
And you're gonna land a lot of heavies if you're just throwing them out.
I'm pretty sure you still got like a triple zone roll catch if you kick.
Yeah. If someone tries to roll from your bash and you catch them with a kick after like fainting, you can do a zone and all 3 will land.
Really?
And they can't block it. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know
damage.
That is insane, actually. That's
it's consistent. Really, it's like every time you can get that. Unless you hit a wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's insane. Learn something new. All right, good stuff.
Next.
Musha, former S tier. Dropped down quite a bit. Why is that?
Dodge changes, guard changes really hurt him because one of his main things was his dodge attack being the best in the game.
Yeah.
It was a heavy parry punish, did 16 damage.
Okay.
Loads of iframes, like 100 ms startup. But now it's 200 ms startup, I think. Light parry punish, and he doesn't have guard and dodge. Yeah,
So that's hurt him a lot.
that just hurts him from S tier. Still has good unreactable neutral. His deadly feints are basically unreactable.
But did you say something about he can get interrupted quite easily whilst he's doing his deadly feints?
Yeah, if someone does a bash and then goes into deadly feints, if someone throws a light, then it will interrupt them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You can obviously feint to parry, but his blade blockade is still good.
Yeah, still
got a wall
splat
splat with a kick.
Yeah.
Still got 20 damage, heavy power blockades. Yeah, just not as good.
Yeah, he's just lost that that thing that made him just that bit more special.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I really liked him, but yeah. Next
one is Berserker. Okay, nice. I was thinking of the one after. All right, Berserker.
Deflex good, trades are good, high health. He did get buffed with the health a while ago. Dodge attack is good against charge bashes sometimes because you can like delay it and get around them.
Oh, you can beat the level 1 and 3 if you can.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, wins every trade against every character with his heavy chains.
Yeah, the hyper armor and stuff.
Like even Raider. Unblockable is pretty easy to react to, but some people really have trouble reacting to it. The heavy feint lights are easily blockable, but the chain ones are harder, I'd say.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say easily blockable. They're definitely not easily blockable. They're just not going to land often in high level.
Okay.
But it's still a good option to have. And if someone's trying to parry them a lot, you can obviously just throw a heavy and it'll land. Yeah, decent.
Yeah, pretty straightforward and simple, isn't he, really?
Yeah, decent character.
He's always been a strong character, especially at a casual level. He's a bit of a stomper at casual level.
Yeah, casual level is gonna stomp anyone because the 400 ms lights are unreactable.
Yeah. But yeah, reminding people again that this tier list is based off if you got insane reaction.
Yeah, this is high level.
High level.
It won't apply to normal normal matchmaking like 100%.
But it's good also for casuals that if they come up against someone who's a known good player, they'll know like what kind of characters they've got a better chance with, So it's still good, and people can.
These characters up here, these characters you can play and win, apart from this one.
Yeah.
And this one maybe, but these 4, 5, 6, whatever here, you can play and have a pretty good chance of winning with.
That's good to know. Who've we got next?
It is you. It's the Havoc.
Hey up.
It's
I'm quite surprised. This guy's been in the middle of the tier list the whole time, for ages. So why is he there now? I'm
gonna let Ranquist take this. He's the Warden player.
Yeah, Ranquist is the Warden guy. People have watched the Duel video that I put with him, so people know how good Ranquist is.
I think Warden. He's kind of stayed just very good offense from neutral and good spacing and good reads to make.
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing, and he's got a bunch of really good matchups versus like top tier characters, like versus Afeera, for example, because she has a lot of stam issues with feint the bash, and all these things.
Okay.
That if you get caught out by one, and you get the stam pressure and you get stam pause, you're gonna get red and you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, Warden can capitalize on characters like that, can't he?
And at higher level, the higher you go with Warden, there's a lot of stuff you can do, like reacting mid offense to make the risk reward a lot better. Like you can charge the bash and then feint it if they don't dodge into a GB on the level 3, or if they do dodge, you just let it go on reaction. And a bunch of stuff like that. You can even feint to block lights mid charge and just keep charging and blocking lights to like pressure them to do a bait or a dodge attack or something, or a roll, and you can parry a dodge attack and dodge forward heavy or roll on the same react.
I've seen more and more comp players playing him lately. It's kind of
Blitz thinks he's top.
Yeah, I've seen Blitz
also
playing him as well. Yeah,
Blitz thinks he wins against everyone. Against apart from Tiandi. I think Blitz thinks he's like the second best Duelist or something like that.
That's interesting.
Blitz is something though.
Has some takes.
Guys,
But something.
I'm trying to call for Warden bus for ages, man. He's not going to get.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. He still obviously needs some.
I just want a dodge attack, man. That's all I want. I was like one that actually beat GBs.
Yeah, give him a dodge light. Give him some better stamina management stuff. Like access his bash a little bit quicker would be nice. But
yeah, like 100 MS into a dodge.
Yeah, he doesn't
from
need
forward
much.
dodge.
I think he would. I think it'd be insane if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just need some little tweaks, man. Just a little bit of love,
Just
nothing
little touch ups. The unblockable's useless in terms of reactability.
But it's got a good reason. You can still pressure people. Like I found that even versus like high level reaction players, if you do a delayed unblockable out of nowhere, like really delayed, and then Feint GB, a lot of time they fuck it up because it is just unexpected, and they're already preparing for the next like bash read mind game.
This will work on like any UBs really. If you do it like delayed out of nowhere, it's a good read to make. Yeah, it's good on wood. He does take a lot of reads to win though.
Yeah, it's definitely like one of the most.
That's one of his downsides. It's very read heavy, and if you have a bad read game, then it's GG.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Who have we got up next?
Next, Warmonger.
All right. So a lot of people would probably look at this and be like, "Isn't Warmonger the better Warden?"
Yeah, but
I don't think so.
After seeing like these top players play Warden well,
they get more out of Warden than they do.
Yeah, still because the chain obviously has easier access to chain Warden does than Warmonger.
Yeah.
Is the damage more or is it less?
What, on the bash?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit more, but I'm not actually sure on that. I know that a defense is a lot more. You can get
defense is much better.
But
much
offense
better
is,
defense.
In my opinion, just way worse than Warden.
Yeah, way worse offense because much less range. Can't really play footsies from range.
Yeah, Warden can space you out from like the middle of the map safely out of GB distance, and you can just charge the bash and wait for you to do shit. It's like how Valk can get free damage by just standing still in a shield.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same mind game.
Yeah, Warmonger does have a really good matchup against Valk. Just because of the dodge heavy from like range, it makes it so Valk can't let it go in her favor, and it's got loads of iframes. You can feint and then do another one, and they can't land the bash in the feint window. Just because of how extended the iframes are now.
That's pretty good to know. That's a nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of really strong hard reads you can make with Warmonger, like doing a dodge forward heavy into someone, like into an unblockable, if you think they're going to feint GB.
Yeah, it's got like 100 MS.
That's 20 damage. And then if if you condition them to not let unblockables go, and if you're reacting to unblockables and stuff, either you get a parry and you put them in the wall for 30 damage, 27, or you throw a top heavy into the unblockable, expecting GB, and you get 20 damage. And it's just good risk reward.
Yeah, big impale damage from the riposte.
Yeah.
Is it 30 damage or something?
And it's got a good frame advantage afterwards.
It has good frame advantage, but it doesn't chain. And lights from neutral are the worst in the game. So
yeah. She relies very heavily on lights, but in high level you don't really want to do that because the animation is very easy to differentiate.
The only real way to get into your offense in high level is dodging. Get a little bit far away. It's obviously why she's so low.
You can do some shenanigans like dodge forward and light top.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hard to differentiate from dodge forward heavy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Or if obviously people are waiting for you to forward dodge bash, you can dodge forward light and they're not going to really parry it on reaction.
Yeah. Catch them off a little bit with that.
Yeah, obviously in matchmaking you can do a lot more lights and have a lot more freedom with your offense. Next up, Jar Jar. Where is he?
Jar Jar, bottom next to Nuxia.
There he is.
Yeah, so we're still in A tier, okay.
Still in A tier, I think. His unblockables are some of the best in terms of reactability. It's big damage, late feints. He has good neutral with his interrupts.
Yeah.
Just from like back heavies. A lot of characters can't really do anything against back heavy, and obviously you're going to catch him out with the hyper armor.
Yeah, true.
Good
parry punish?
Yeah, good parry punish because the stam drain's really good and it can put them on the ground.
Yeah.
30 damage or chain pressure. Wall spots, obviously, with the heavy parries if they're close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big high health numbers as well, 140 health. Lacks a dodge tag though. Dodge
Okay.
attack doesn't punish bashes anymore.
Oh, not at all. Not even faint to light, no.
Faint to light doesn't. The back see-through stance. Sorry, that doesn't punish bashes anymore.
Oh, right, okay.
It used to, but they made it slower.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Still good, hard to react to unblockables though.
Yeah, that. Would you say that's his main strength, his biggest strength?
It's
the
only,
unblockable?
yeah, his main strength for his offense.
Okay.
And there's obviously defensive capabilities, but yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right. Nice and simple. Who we got
All right.
next?
All right. Okay. Hear me out.
Oh, mate.
Hear me out.
Let's hear it. I'm gonna hear you out. Let's hear it.
I'm just gonna. Toadmind has been screaming his mind out for this character, saying everything is Warlord favored.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, but the character just wins somehow. I think it's just because a lot of people just haven't played against him for a while.
Yeah, maybe.
If you Nomi said this to me today, if you put 10 of the top duelists against a Warlord or as Warlord, whatever,
yeah,
as and against for like a week, and then he came off it, Warlord would probably be shifted down. But as of right now, the character's delivering some packages.
fair enough. Results don't lie, I guess.
Just heavy chip damage, hyper armor, frame advantage to the character.
Yeah.
Hard, I would say hardest to react to neutral bash.
Well, of all the bashes like Conk, BP.
Yeah, Vanquish.
I would not, but
you wouldn't.
Nah.
No, I mean, bash is a personal reaction.
Yes, every like top reaction has their own little personal bits and bobs, but it's just a good interrupt. It's a good neutral tool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a disclaimer: no tier list is perfect. This is obviously all tier lists are gonna be different in some way.
Yeah,
everyone's got their own little perspectives on characters.
Yeah,
this is obviously as close as I could come to make. I mean, Rankers could come to making a decent tier list, I guess.
Yeah, two of the best players, two of the best duelists in the game. It's like, you're not going to be far off, are you?
No, it's not a bad attempt, and it's definitely not rough. Moving on to B tier.
Okay.
You have, where is he? Kyoshin.
Kyoshin, okay. Nice.
I was saying to Rankers that this character should be like bottom A tier.
Okay.
But he doesn't think so. What do you think, Rankers?
I just think that he has decent like interrupts defensive stuff, but his main thing is just the top unblockable, and that's not really enough. If it's just that, like the chain bash is fully reactable, the opener kick fully reactable, so it's just the top unblockable, which can catch you out because it comes out fast and from neutral. But I wouldn't say it's far off BPs in terms of reactability. It's a bit harder.
Yeah. Especially after you block, because you can fast flow into it, right? So
yeah, it comes out fast and you can catch you out, but I don't think it's enough for A tier. I think it's still good-ish.
Okay.
You can forward heavy into full guard though, but obviously if they're out of stamina, you can forward heavy if they're reacting to bash, and they're going to dodge if it's a heavy because it's just an indicator.
Yeah.
And then you can do a chain bash after the forward heavy because they dodged. It'll be guaranteed. That is something he has. Obviously, backlight CCs we talked about, but his won't land. His will CC the attack, but they will like backstep and whiff.
Oh, okay. And then you don't get anything after that. You don't get the in-chain.
No, really. No, you don't get anything.
So it's literally just like an escape tool, kind of.
Yeah. It's just a safe escape.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not even completely safe, but it's an escape.
Fair enough.
Unblockables, it's alright, but it does 20 damage. What was it, 24? I don't know. It does low damage.
Okay.
You're not really going to be crushing countering a lot of attacks on reaction unless they're chain 500 MS, chain 400 MS lights.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can fast flow on block.
I'd like to see him get a bit of love because he's a very.
He did get nerfed for some reason. He got nerfed with the unblockable stamina.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think the stamina was like, I don't know, some number, and then he changed it back to what it was, like pre-buff.
Yeah.
And then they nerfed it again to like worse what it was on release.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people complaining about that one. It wasn't
It's
really
unblockable,
needed.
does low damage, it takes a lot of stamina.
That's
okay, we go on to the next one. We got PK.
PK, okay.
PK, yeah. Her tap is reactable because it's one direction. You can just block. If you have a deflect as well, you can just literally walk forwards and block everything else. And then if you see a tap on top, you just press dodge. If she gets a deflect though, then she has some of the best offense in the game.
Oh yeah, so if your opponent's bleeding.
Yeah, because it's unblockable into another bleed or a tap, which is a bleed as well. And obviously, if you get a GB, it's 28 damage, which is another bleed.
The GB damage is still nuts.
Still 28 damage. And leads to good offense.
But just bad neutral overall.
Bad dodge attack, no. She has some recovery on the stab, but that's it. But yeah, she can deflect it into hyper armor multiple times. That's a good thing.
Oh, like the
Shaman.
recovery. Yeah, style points.
Yeah. BP.
BP, yeah, a lot of people will be wondering why is BP down here.
At higher level, he's 100% reactable. Everything he does is reactable. The only thing which you can't really differentiate is forward heavy and forward bash, but you're going to dodge it on the same timing anyway. Okay. So say you did like a dodge attack to punish a bash, but they did a forward heavy, they can do a bulwark stance flip to flip your dodge attack. He does have an okay matchup against Tiandi because you can just flip on bash or dodge light. If you have the good enough reactions, you can just flip the bash and dodge light at the same timing.
Yeah, true.
But obviously he can just forward heavy and then feint to GB, and that's going to catch it.
And his bulwark unblockable is pretty reactable at the high level.
Yeah, probably the most reactable.
Okay.
If you want to start out reacting to unblockables, then go try BP. Next, Kensei.
Oh, Kensei, okay.
Kensei is a decent character, I would say. But just doesn't have really too many tools. A lot of GB vulnerability from his startup mix-up from like the bash, the 400 MS bash.
Yeah.
The unblockable is big damage, but it's easier to react to.
Okay.
But if you get a GB, then it's 34 damage into a wall, which is a lot of damage.
Yeah, the unblockable into guard break's pretty good though as well, isn't it? Because it does that beat pretty much all the dodge attempts.
Yeah, you can't really buff a dodge attack anymore because they buffed it.
Nice.
But because of that, it's an early feint window, which means you can see when they do it easier.
Right.
That's basically all the character has, really.
I like him.
I think his dodge attack should be a heavy parry still.
Yeah, me too. I agree. All right.
Next, where is he? Shugoki. Right. He did get a buff, so if you want to smash people in go with this character and literally just forward bash into chain heavy, and you'll trade with dodge attacks.
Yeah, I've been doing that, to be fair. It's pretty fun, man. It is pretty fun.
80% of people, you will win just doing that.
Yeah.
And just doing like some heavies or lights. But from top, the heavies are reactable. Not 100% of the time. Obviously, nothing's going to be 100%. And when he does get a GB, it's like 36 damage if they have a wall. Because they can do a demon ball into a light or a zone. But you can't really dodge attack safely unless you're like some other characters after you dodge attack the bash.
Right.
The chain headbutt, because they can chain hyper armor heavy and trade with you. It's like 28 damage or something, 26. But a lot of the characters can literally just do a dodge attack and then block the follow-up or parry the unblockable. Like Warlord can just block it, or who else? Afeera can dodge it, or chain light CC.
Suppose JJ can see through it, can't he?
Yeah. You shouldn't really be dodge attacking anyway, but you definitely can't see through stance the headbutt like from neutral anymore.
Yeah.
Zhanhu.
Oh god, man. So
last time I put him up here, just like before he got buffed.
Before he got nerfed recently?
No, that was before he got buffed.
Right, so that was before the silly fucking dodge light shenanigans.
Yeah, after that he was like SSS.
Right,
because he could just do that only and beat any mix-up in the game just by doing it.
Shit was fun for a day, I'm not gonna lie. That was fun for a day, man.
But I think the character's one small change from being really good. Obviously not the dodge attack changes, because that was unintended and it's not meant to happen. But if you do something, I don't know what, the character's got all the tools. Just needs
He
something.
needs a better opener as well, because his opener can still be dodged on one timing, even without reacting. You can just dodge on a certain timing, so anyone can do this on like old gen console even.
Yeah. If you see a Zhanhu dodging forwards, you dodge to the side like instantly.
Okay.
And then you'll beat delayed bash, buffered bash, forward heavy feint GB.
Also, even
Forward
if you
light.
dash forwards and GBs, it beats.
Yeah, it beats everything.
Yeah, no, it beats everything. It becomes unusable.
Unblockable is
So-
easy to parry reaction.
So what was it before when you said he was up top before?
Yeah,
the
he
buffs?
had-
Why is he down
That was
there
before the damage nerfs. His
Right, okay.
unblockable got nerfed in damage. Obviously, a 30 damage unblockable is pretty good, even if it is good to react, hard to react to.
now? Yeah.
Deflects, which is 22 damage. As I said, one sun will change, and the character will be really good.
Okay.
I think, at least.
Hopefully they. Hopefully
But
they
I
do
doubt
that.
they would, because the character's insane in falls.
That's true. Yeah,
God knows.
that's the trouble in it with this game. You can't. He's
Can't really
trying to
bounce around
for
ones. You
both.
shouldn't bounce around ones.
Who have we got next?
Next, Medjay. A lot of
Medjay.
people think otherwise, but I think this character is bad.
Yeah, a lot of people say that he's good because of his janky animations, but
I think the unblockable is pretty easy to react to.
okay.
Yeah, unblockable is not good, but you can throw it on the same, readers that someone trying to parry a 400 mouse light, and it'll
Really?
land.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
can.
pretty
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And that's about it really. And the other night he's got a bash. He's got 400 mouse lights, which
9
are okay.
damage bash.
How good is his bash?
This is decent, but it's 9 damage.
It's not good
so who
range. It's good
cares?
for interrupts and stuff, but it is 9 damage. It
9
is,
damage bash.
Yeah.
it's literally an Highlander offensive light.
What the fuck?
Like you
Okay.
just who cares if you eat 9 damage?
Jeez. Okay. Fair enough.
And then you can dodge the bash and the chain light on the same timing if you get if they're trying to do it. Staff stance is unusable in 1v1s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually, it's not only unusual, it's bad, because if you're not unlock and do some shenanigans, run away, unlock Standman games, you
Yeah.
get forced into the shit stance. You get forced into the slow stance, and you have to re-enter it, which leaves you vulnerable to getting hit. Whatever.
Mhm.
That's true.
Can get a light parry and then swap to staff stance to get a side heavy for more damage. It does do 27 damage. So just light parry, swap stance, side heavy, swap back. That's
Yeah.
the only use I could see.
It's silly that you have to go through all that just to get fucking 27
27.
damage. Though.
Yeah. That's just character's not good, I don't think.
Yeah. Stick to 4v4s, Medjay.
Character's insane in force, best in force.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Fair enough.
Right.
We've got
Next.
Oh, glad
This
this
I put this character like I think low or mid A tier last time, just because of the deflect.
Okay.
But I kind of realised it's not enough to just carry you. It's not just the deflect, it's unblockable as well. The unblockable is the same damage. But it's 38 damage just from the bleed, and obviously it's more damage if you get heavy, it's like 40 something. 500 OS toe stab is alright, I guess. It's going to catch some people off guard.
I think it's a really good defensive interrupt.
Yeah.
There's not many neutral 500 MS things in the game anymore.
It's not neutral 500 MS.
Well, isn't it?
No, it's slower from neutral, but it's faster in chain.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's like 566 or 600 from neutral. The zone as well, that's good.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you feel about the zone? A lot of people complain about it.
How much damage does it do? A fair bit, right, for a zone attack.
Yeah, because it's quite safe in it against a lot of characters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but it's if you dodge it, you're gonna get a dodge attack if you have a good dodge attack. If you just dodge it normally, because it's like a 600 MS attack, you can block or parry the chain, and then whatever from there, because he doesn't really have much offense. He does a decent out of style offense, I would say, because of the knockdown on toe stab being brought back.
Yeah.
You can get
Even
an
if you
impale.
dodge the toe stab, you go straight into unblockable mix after that.
Yeah, so still some good pressure for out of stamina, but
Yeah, and if you do
like
get a toe
you
stab, you get an impale.
yeah, like I said though, it's not enough to carry him up to A.
Definitely not.
No.
Okay.
And the
fair
side
enough.
dodge bash changes hurt him a lot.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's useless side dodge bash because it's just a free GB.
Yeah, free guy bring, yeah.
It's just unlucky.
Still got
Character's
some
okay.
little shenanigans though, like if someone dodges the unblockable on reaction to their dodge, you can toe stab, and that's guaranteed, unless they do like a dodge attack or a roll, which no one's gonna roll from it. unless they're mad.
Who have we got next? Oh, the Nuxia.
Nuxia has better offense than all of these, but no way to access it really. Like the 400 MS lights chain, they're really good because it's like fast chain, but it does low damage. And the traps are really reactable right now because the rework is coming, I think. That was a good rework.
So with the trap changes from the testing grounds, do you think that shoots her up quite a bit?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Sure. 400 MS chain lights into and an unreactable neutral.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to differentiate between both of them because right now you can kind of just block the lights and light the trap or whatever. But with that, it is way, way harder. And the main pressure was on the trap.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't just implement that straight away because didn't see one bad thing about that. Like
a lot of people don't know that you can literally just light a trap on reaction, and it's such an easy reaction. Like I've seen console players do it. You can do it really late because there's like no late window. You can mess it up.
Yeah. So
and when you're out of stam and you can't light them, you can just emote.
Yeah.
Yeah, so literally all she's got going for is a chain lights because they're fast but did low damage, so still. So.
Bad deflect as well, bad dodge attack. I think they're going on about reworking it completely. And that was just a test.
Yeah, I think they should just implement that first and then continue on with the rework stuff in the future. But why not just make that change now? It make no sense.
That would be nice.
All right. Anyway.
Next up.
Oh, still in B on the conch.
Yeah. A lot of non-top players will obviously be like, what's going on?
Yeah, do you want to explain that one
then? Side dodge bash changes obviously hurt him.
Yeah.
You can't option select anything at all. He still has full guard on whiff, but that's about it for his offense, defense. You can't do it on reaction to dodge attacks, so you're gonna get hit. It's a read. For 24 GP. Unblockables are easy to react to, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. But
yeah,
there's a lot of them sometimes in the crazy to access, but that's about it.
Yeah, if you do get hit with one, there's another one coming, or a chain unreactable bash.
Yeah.
But it only does 12 damage, or 13 damage. And Yom has the exact same thing, but it does 30 damage.
That's crazy to me, that.
Yeah, character's kind of fallen off.
Yeah, so pretty much the only unreactable thing is, like you said, the in-chain bash, but it does shit damage anyway, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. And it's not safe on dodge.
Yeah, you can get GB'd out of it. You can full block, but what's the point? Because you can just get GB'd.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Alright, next.
Gryphon.
Alright, we're in C tier now. Gryphon.
MM Stomper. Not a top level Stomper at all.
I was gonna say because of the recent the dodge changes, the guard on dodge changes, obviously that would have made his mix up stronger with the kick and just going into the side heavies and stuff.
Yeah, but it's still fully reactable.
Yeah, still fully reactable. Okay.
Still a 500 MS bash.
The only thing that lands sometimes is the undodgeable lights on a chain finisher. But at that point, you're doing 2 heavies to get into a 12 damage light. Or if you throw the kick, you're gonna get dodged and you're gonna get GB'd. It's really bad risk reward.
Valk has the same thing, literal same attack, but it's safe for GB.
Right.
Like the chain kick and Valk sweep is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Same damage, everything, but his is just worse.
That just makes sense to me. That
it doesn't make any sense why it's got so much GB vulnerability. His bash is obviously pretty reactable because it's a 300 to 500 MS input instead of a 100 BP.
Yeah, it's very projected.
Yeah, it's it's coming.
It's got 3 other options from a forward dodge, but they're all kind of bad. You can all dodge attack on the same timing, and they'll hit them all. I'm pretty sure with most dodge attacks anyway, but yeah, they're not very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, bad defense as well.
Who've we got now?
We have Highlander.
Oh, okay.
Rank was. I'll let you speak.
I was the advocate for Highlander being a bit higher. Because I do think he's actually got a lot of very good reads, even in high level. because that's all he is, just a massive read character. And it's surprisingly hard to react to consistently all the time, because the main pressure in high-level duels would be the 400 MS lights, which are fully reactable. But then you have to react. Like the kick grab, obviously, I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah,
but
that's just fucking.
That's purely for when you're out of stamina, because you can get people out of stamina and then use it. Which then it's good. That's actually good. But for most like gameplay, you're going to be using the lights, and you can do animation cancels on the lights that no other character can.
With emotes.
That makes it really, really hard to block, and you can do a bunch of like shenanigans like that. And then you have to like react to the heavies and actually differentiate. And if you get GB near a wall, he's got really, really good wall distance.
Right. 30 damage.
But
30 damage wall punishes, which is pretty
it's still
big.
not very good offense. And once you get him out of the stance, you can like if you hit him out of the stance, he's back into neutral, and he's struggled very hard to get back into it.
He has absolutely no neutral.
Awful neutral.
Backlight.
He's got a good backlight, but it's very punishable. If you have a bash, you can bash the backlight on reaction every single time, and you can't do anything other than unlock and sprint away across the map and then backlight. That's literally the only option. You can even GB him out of the startup of like manually going into it if you're quick enough.
All right. Who've we got next? Is it the Orochi?
Okay. Orochi, no.
Yeah.
Orochi.
Even me as a casual player, I can react to the Storm Rush quite a lot.
Storm Rush is 600 mass attack. It's in high level unusable.
Unusable, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a big, long blue swoop. And you know it's coming because you can see them sprinting towards you with the sword behind the back. The kick is, again, a 300 to 500 MS kick.
Yeah, it's very projected. Yeah.
Every dodge attack can punish it, apart from some dodge bashes. Unblockable is easy to get to. Forward dodge light.
Yeah, it comes out at the same time as kick, but it's still really bad because you can't do much from it unless you buffer a dodge attack on the timing of it, but you can react to whether it's the kick or the light, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it was undodgeable, it would be a good mix-up.
Yeah, they took away the undodgeable property for seemingly
it doesn't make sense why
because of 4v4s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but like Tiandi's got it as well, and
there's nowhere near the amount of range.
Yeah, true.
And Orochi's enhanced as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Orochi's still a top tier 4v4 player. Hitokiri.
Alright.
Nothing from neutral, everything is reactable.
Okay.
You can just roll away from the kick mix up if she gets into it. Or you can dodge it on reaction if they're not doing like the delayed feint.
Yeah.
So obviously that's 24 damage for you, and obviously 22 damage for her, so you're winning the trade.
Right, okay.
She can get lighted out of it. But she just does nothing neutral.
Huge neutral issues. Like no solid way to actually get into the offense other than interrupts and like defensive dodge attacks.
Yeah. I might put her above like Orochi, maybe.
I would say above Orochi. Just because you interrupt someone with Orochi, who cares? You interrupt someone with Hitokiri, you actually get into some kind of offense.
I know Anton put Orochi in like A tier last time. I could not comprehend.
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
Nobushi, not surprised to see her down there.
0 offense.
Yeah.
Absolutely 0 offense.
Not even good defense really anymore with the
okay defense, I would say, because okay at push. Just because you can like dodge attack multiple times into hyper armor with the iframes on a forward dodge lights.
You can do some like shenanigans. Like, let's say you're trying to parry Tiandi for an MS light after the bash. And if you parry it and it's a heavy, you can actually hidden stance the heavy. After they can soft feint the heavy, you'll parry into hidden stance.
Yeah.
But offensively, useless.
She does have high damage if she has bleed. Big chip damage as well.
Okay.
And she can play around interrupts, I guess. But you can't really win on only interrupts.
You really can't, especially with all the like really strong characters now.
Yeah. And don't dodge attack or kick, because she can just light it, like iframe it.
Yeah, it's like some strange iframe interaction.
Yeah. Ever since they added the iframes to the Cobra Strike, you can just do a kick and then do a Cobra Strike and it'll dodge decks.
Alright, last but not least. So
it's Abomination.
a pirate, like, so again, from a casual standpoint, people look at pirate in bottom tier and be like, what the fuck? She's got dodge cancel, she's got unblockables. Like, what's the deal with her? Why is she all the way down there?
Unblockables are some of the worst in the game. What the plank is the worst of it. Like, even over BP, I think.
Right.
A neutral one is semi-usable, but it does like 2 damage. It does no damage at all.
Okay.
Every time you do a gunshot, you are in frame disadvantage, so you can't really chain.
That's stupid.
So if you want to continue your chain, you have to forget the 5 damage and do even less damage.
Right, okay.
The chain lights are useless, even though they're undodgeable. What are you dodging? What else does she have?
You got some
Like,
dodge
what else
cancels.
does she have?
But I mean, you need offense, you need attacks. She don't really have any.
Yeah, with dodge cancels, you kind of need attacks.
Yeah.
She got the framework of a good character, but not actually any good attacks in high level.
Yeah.
So any high level player can literally just stand in front of a pirate and just completely react to everything. She can't do anything.
Pretty much, unless they start doing like side heavy for chip damage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say any high level player. People who can react to unblockables. There's a lot of high level players who can't. But even then, you can make reads and still win against the character because she does such little damage.
Yeah, it's got a massive damage issue.
They took away the soft feint GB on the neutral, which makes it even easier.
I don't
know.
Why did they? I don't know. They removed a thing from her, like soft feint GB for some reason.
It just adds like
weird.
one easier, window to differentiate because there's just less things to worry about, less things to see.
Oh yeah, what the plank you can parry and still get counter GB if you parry late.
Oh yeah, you can last frame parry the
unblockable.
Yeah, what the plank.
And then if they do soft feint GB, you can still counter GB.
Very, very powerful tier list.
Yeah, obviously take it with a grain of salt. It's high level, won't apply to every game in matchmaking, but obviously the top is your high picks.
That's it. And even if people don't agree with this, at least they'll, you've explained quite a lot. You've shared a lot. You've shared your knowledge of all these characters and why they're there and stuff. People can at least learn a few things from this, whether they agree with it or not. So
yeah.
It's a good thing.
And if you do disagree, tell me why you disagree.
Yeah.
People just say this is bad and then have nothing.
That's true, yeah. Like, so if you
give me feedback,
Yeah, if you're watching this now and you don't agree with stuff, comment down below and give your reasons why, and
don't just say this is shit.
Yeah, it's good to discuss things. It's good to share opinions.
It was hard to find people. Yeah,
I appreciate you both for sharing your high level knowledge and sharing your time to do this.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
All good.
No worries.
All right, nice one.